What is going on, guys? It's your boy breaking my chair. Oh my gosh, I'm breaking my chair. We are here finally with the review for Class Dismissed. I told you guys I was gonna review this movie. Oh my gosh, it is hilarious. Um, if you guys don't know, this movie was done by Nakia Burrise. She's the former Yellow Ranger from the Power Rangers, Zeo and Turbo. She made this. It was a web. She told us it was some webisodes, and she took it and put it together and made it into a movie and sold it to Peacock. And I'm telling y'all, it is comedy gold. I was dying laughing. And she was saying how it was campy, and it does have that campy feeling to it. And it was, I'm telling you guys, I was, when I first watched it, I was in tears. I could not stop laughing. Second time I just watched it, I'm still in tears. That movie is hilarious. And it was good to, and I've seen her in action roles, and to see her in a comedic role, it really shows how good and versatile she really is. And don't forget, there's three other Rangers that is in this movie, which is Karen Ashley. She's the former Yellow Ranger from Mighty Morphin that actually took Tweed's trans place, took her place. And then there's Catherine Sutherland, who took, she's the Pink Ranger from Mighty Morphin, Zeo, and Turbo. She took Amy Jo Johnson's place as the Pink Ranger. So those three, I love all three of them, and if you guys know, I have met all three of them, and they're really lovely ladies. I love those ladies to death. They changed. I mean, when I met them, it was so. I mean, they was nothing but smiles. They was so cheerful, and everything that everything that I thought about them was true. I knew they were all funny in real life, but I just didn't know how funny. And I told y'all in my review of Ranger Stop how Kat was fussing at me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, Catherine Sutherland is fussing at me. And when I said that to her, she just died laughing. She could not stop laughing when I did that. But the movie, we're here to talk about the movie. If y'all want to see my review of Ranger Stop, it is is on my channel. I haven't done day three, but day three really wasn't much. It really was not much because that was just wrap up day. But I'm gonna still do it for you guys. Let me go ahead and do this. I'm gonna read you the storyline to give you guys, give you guys the backstory of this movie to actually give you guys some insight. Class Dismissed is a hilarious new comedy web series centered around third grade school friend Liz, the sassy TV as she is, extra turn teacher's aide, and the easygoing, free spirited first grade teacher who uses yoga and Tai Chi to teach her students math and English. BJ, the loudmouth PE teacher. And the reason why I'm laughing is because if y'all watch it, y'all will know. Failed comedian. After years apart, these three laughable characters find themselves reunited back at the same elementary school. Only this time they're in charge. What happens in the teacher lounge stays in the teacher's lounge. Y'all, the reason why I'm laughing because all of this is so true. Okay, y'all already know Nakia Burrise. She plays Liz. I'm trying to. There are a few people in here that I know for a fact that I've seen in other iterations of something, but I just cannot get out of my head where I seen assistant principal Shepherd. I don't know where I've seen her before, but I've seen her in something else. But anyway, we'll get to her in a minute. So let's go ahead and get started. So we start off. I think everything, we start off in the beginning where, we get introduced to the class. Well, not the class. We get introduced to the teachers. Let me go back. So, narrating over the movie is Nakia Burrise as Liz. So Liz is giving us a backstory of the school and how everything is going, and she gives us backgrounds on all of the teachers and everybody's there. So we come into the teachers' lounge, and where the teachers come and they have their they're lounging, they're conversing and everything, right? Oh no, that's what it looks like on the inside looking in. If you're on the outside looking in, but if you are part of the teachers' lounge, oh no, they really get gangster. Now they're in here, Liz, Ann, and BJ done turned the teachers' lounge into a poker scene. They got poker chips. They got poker. I mean, they're playing poker. Now, the funny part is they're gambling and okay. Liz puts no. BJ offers up. What does he offer up? I forget what he offers up, but it's not something that everybody wants. But then he turns around and give up another offer. The offer is the free, the good parking, the good parking. Everybody is like, they really want that. So, so Liz is like, you know what? Let's see. I forgot what Liz offered up. She offered up something which was funny. But then they turned to Ann. So Ann could not decide what she wanted to offer up. So she says what she's going to offer up is, oh, wait, no, that wasn't it. So Ann says she's going to, offer up somebody to grade all of her science projects from her students. In the confessionals, now the confessionals are so stupid. The confessionals are hilarious. Liz said nobody wants that. She holds her hand up, and here comes BJ said, I know that's right. I was like, what? I can't. And then, so what happens is, they don't get a chance to finish because, I forget what the principal's name is. He comes in. So then, before the principal comes in, BJ offers up, his, comedy tickets to Liz, and Liz is like, I really don't want that. So, and she was talking about his failed career as a comedian. So she was like, are they gonna let you come anywhere? When is your next stand-up comedy? And where is it at Walmart? He was like, no, they're not gonna let me come nowhere near 100 feet of. I was like, what did he do to get y'all? I'm just like, oh my gosh. So they show like a little skit of him doing his, doing his stand up. It was only one person. It was only one person in the damn. Look. Moving on. I can't even get it out. Moving on. So now we get introduced to Nancy. The school suck up she's the school suck up to everything, especially to the principal. So everybody is, so she's coming over talking about, because Leah said, do not touch the table. This is not over. And so Leah's come over and said, well, this will be protected. I won't tell the principal that you guys are here with your illegal poker game. And Leah's was like, I mean, illegal. You wanted to be a part of this illegal poker game. No, I don't. And in the confessional, I think it was Leah saying, yes, she does. Or was it, oh no. No, Ann said, not Ann, but Nancy said she did want to be a part of it. And the other three get their confessionals and they're like, mm-hmm. But then before they even, after they said that, Ann was coming up with something. She was trying to take up for, Nancy. Liz and BJ was like, we're out. We're gone. So BJ and Nancy, they don't get along. So they're up here arguing over any and everything that is petty. And when I mean petty, I really do mean petty. These two are severely petty. So now we get a look into, the daily teachings of Miss Liz Johnson. So Liz is, she has this student. She's a teacher aide to one student, which his name is Timmy. Timmy has some behavioral issues, and also I think he's a little have a few. I think he's mentally ill, but he doesn't seem like it. But he does have some behavioral issues. So. So, Liz said we'll get to understand what his issues are. So, she gets a phone call. Now, it's her agent calling, and she, wants her to come to an audition. So she's asking, so she goes back into the room to try to get Ann to watch Timmy for her while she goes to do her audition. So, Ann is like, no, I'm not doing this because you know that Timmy cannot be controlled unless you're here. So, and then what was funny was when she came, because Ann was already on to what Liz was trying to do. So she was like, no, that's not true. So she said, all you have to do, she said he would not be any problems. All you have to do is talk to him in a Jamaican voice. Now, Ann is white, y'all. Ann is white. And she was like, that would not work with a white woman. And so Liz was like, girl, you ain't got to worry about it. He will be fine, I promise. And she did the one thing that she did not want to do was she said she would grade all the Ann's students' science projects. Nobody wanted to do that, but the only way she could get gone if she offered that. So Ann said, go ahead, you better get this because you're gonna have to do you're gonna have to, do what she said. She's gonna have to do the science projects. So she was like, okay, cool. So we get a little scene about, we get a little flashback about, Timmy. And, because she was telling, like I told y'all, Liz was telling Ann, like, if Timmy get out of hand, all you got to do is just do a Jamaican voice. So we get to see Liz do the Jamaican voice. It was hilarious. So Timmy, after, Liz leaves, Timmy gets all book wild. And, she tells her children, because she had them doing yoga, teaching them, teaching them, I think they was in math, while, Liz was talking. So Liz ends up leaving and she gets into the audition. Now, when Liz was wearing that white and brown, I loved it. I really loved it. So Liz comes and she sits right next to this lady. And the lady, I don't know who she looks like. But she looks like a mixture of Elvis and, I can't even think of the other person, but Liz was, the lady was showing Liz pictures and she was like, this is a person I'm playing opposite of. So Liz was like, oh my God, he's ugly. And so the lady said, that is my husband. She was like, oh, what a looker. I was like, she changed it up real quick. So, now, what is the audition what is the role that they're auditioning for? They're auditioning to be Kerry Washington's, stand-in as, Olivia Pope. There's one thing that is wrong with this whole situation. There's one white woman in in the audition. And all the women sitting, all the black ladies are sitting there looking like. Now, Liz was like, okay, what is she doing here? And she was the first one that got called. And so all the ladies are looking like, wait, what? How did she? Yeah, it was so funny. They was like, okay, I thought this was a Kerry Washington's Olivia Pope stand-in. Guys, I don't even know. So everybody gets auditioned, and the last person is Liz. So Liz was falling asleep while she was waiting to be called to the back. So she gets back there, she slates, and she said, "Hi, my name is Liz Johnson." So I was like, wait. And so so the woman, I forgot what she said Liz's name was. But anyway, so she asked her to walk across the room like, Olivia Pope. Yeah, the walk was hilarious. Then she tell her to kind of walk fast, like she in a hurry, like she got shot, sit in a wheelchair. I mean, she had her do some of everything. And so she was like, the lady told, the casting agent told her, like, okay, best we seen all day. So Liz said, I got it. She was like, she said, are you sure we can do? She was like, no, go. So Liz goes back to school. You got Ann and BJ playing Uno with some guy. Now one of the other guy, Liz put down. Ann puts down one card, and she says Uno. And so the other guy that's sitting beside BJ, he puts down a reverse card, and it reverses back to Ann, and she puts down her last card. So BJ's just like going off, like, why would you do that? Why would you reverse it back to her for her to play her last card? I mean, he just went off. And Liz comes in, and she comes in the next day to talk about what happened at the was it the next day or was it the same day? It looked like it's the same. Oh yeah, it's the same day. It was the same day. She came back and to talk about it, but they gave the role to the white lady who was all and it was like, and so when they put her face up there, it had really I would have said the same thing, like, how does the white woman get the role of a black woman? I don't understand. That was so funny. So you get them trying to figure out what's going on. Then you got Nancy snooping around trying to figure out how she can get into the game. Nobody wants to talk to Nancy. Nancy is just like Nancy, just sneaking around, kissing everybody's butt. So we get to see BJ talking to one of his students trying to get a date with his mother. And come to find out, the woman is so hairy. She looked like he said she looked like a man. And, BJ was like, the student told him, look, my mom is all woman. I just promise you she's just hairy. So, why is this coming up? Because when principal comes in, I got to find out what his name is. Principal who? Because, I don't remember. His name is Principal something. I don't remember, but he's not really in the. He's not really in the movie that much. But anyway, so as he comes in, Nancy begins to spill the beans that she saw BJ over there talking to his student, one of his students, to try to get him to get his mom to try to go on a date with her. And he said, you know what? No, that is not true. If you saw the pictures, you will understand why I said no. I said, but you told on yourself. And so the principal told Nancy, nobody likes a tattletale. My office 15 minutes. I said, wait, what? So then he says, so he's letting everybody else, he letting everybody know something else. I can't remember what it was, but Nancy, was sucking. Oh, I think it was they was doing lesson plans or something. So Nancy ends up, no, he wanted their report cards. So Nancy was like, she speaks for everybody when they, and everybody said, no, you can't speak for us when I say they will be surprising. So then he was like, Nancy, nobody likes to suck up. Remember, 15 minutes. I said, oh my gosh. So everybody was just like, so everybody was like, why is she even here? So then so BJ and Liz get into a conversation, and the conversation goes about her acting and about and his comedy. But he ends up he ends up wanting her to do something, and she turns around and says, "Now, why would I want to do that?" I think it was do something for. It was something pertaining to his class. I can't remember, y'all. It was too funny. It was. I mean, y'all will spend your time laughing that you will forget most of the lines and the scenes because you'll be laughing so hard. Liz was like, and BJ said, if you do that, I give you 2 free tickets to my next comedy skit. And she said again, why would I want that? I said, oh my goodness. So so she agrees to whatever he asked her. She was like, okay, cool. So, but while she's gone off to grade, the science projects, you got BJ over here playing poker with the other teachers. So he's like, so Ann wants to come over and play, and he was like, no, I don't think you should play. And she's like, why? I won the last game, and he was like, yeah, that's why. I don't want you ruining my mojo. So because he was playing, they was playing craps now. I was like, so you playing craps in the teacher's lounge? And then now y'all already know that Liz is in. She's grading Ann's students' papers. So I mean tests. So Nancy comes in, and she comes. Well, Nancy not yet. Now we get to see Catherine Sutherland. Now Nancy is in the background. So Catherine comes in, but but her name is Kat. Next time I see her, I'm gonna say, why do they always have you playing yourself? Basically, they give you your original name, but you're playing the character. Why do they do that for you? Why do they do that to you? But anyway, she's gonna. I want to know the answer. I gotta ask her that. But anyway, it tickled me because she was. So while they was talking about a new teacher coming in, she comes in, introduces herself, and Nancy comes up and asks her about who she what class and stuff she's gonna be teaching. So Kat was like, I'm gonna be teaching the 5th grade class, and I forget the man's name. It starts with an L, and so they're like, oh my gosh, no way. So everybody is. Everybody is looking at her like, girl, you. And so she's like, what is going on? What is happening? Because she's the Australian exchange teacher that came over to help out. So she's like, what is going on? So she said, so Nancy came up and said, do you know this class was so bad that the teacher got herself pregnant? And Kat was like, well, don't every teacher? And BJ said, no. The woman was 72. And then in the confessional, you had Liz saying, wait, hold on. Well, Liz is over here fighting with Sasha. Sasha is a blow up doll that she has no idea why a student would have a blow up doll. So you get I'm gonna call her by her name. You get Liz in the confessional talking about, oh, not yet, not yet. If y'all want to know what I'm doing, I'm going scene by scene. So this is what happened. So at this point, they're still trying to figure out what Catherine is doing there. So the assistant principal, Shepherd, she comes in. This is the first time we get to see her. Now it was this kid comes in and he warns them that she's coming. So Kat sees everybody transforming the teacher's lounge back into what it was supposed to look like. So somebody told him if he let them know that the principals were coming, they would give him extra credit. So while they're in the midst of trying to change the classroom back, he said, "Okay, well I dropped my book here, somebody just sign it for me." So Principal Shepherd comes in to try to figure out where is Liz. Y'all want to know why she's asking that? Because Timmy has gone and he has painted all over the principal. He was in the lunchroom. He's been rambunctious. So Ann said, well, she's grading my, because BJ said he don't know where she was. And he don't know why, Timmy's running around. Ann said, well, she's grading my, my student's science project, but BJ was supposed to be looking after Timmy. So he was like, ooh, really, Ann? So Kat said, I would take him to Liz. And here come Nancy. No, I would take him to Liz. I know exactly where she at. I was like, you kiss up. But then no, Principal Shepherd, Assistant Principal Shepherd said, oh no, if it's BJ who's supposed to be watching him, then he's gonna take him. He's gonna watch him and help him clean down the walls that he was marking up. So he was like, I'm not doing that. And she said, get going. And he took little Timmy. So we get Kat going to meet up with she went with Ann to meet up with Liz. Liz is under the table fighting with Sasha. So they're trying to figure out what's going on. Outside the door, you got BJ chasing Timmy. And he said, you can, trip an 8-year-old. That's all I'm saying. They bounce back fast. And so his behind is so out of breath. And then, in the confessional, you have Liz saying, these kids, no. Ann said, the class was not, no, I did miss that part. Let me go ahead and say it. When they was talking about the teacher, the 5th grade teacher that Kat was supposed to be, looking after, Ann was in the confessional. She said, no, the 5th grade class wasn't that bad. Then you had Liz coming behind her saying, those were she-devils. So, then you got Sasha on the back of her neck. And you got her in her confessional talking about that Sasha is the devil herself. I'm sitting here. These confessionals are stupid, guys. I'm telling y'all. Y'all need to go watch it. We get to my favorite part. But anyway, so everybody is in the teacher's lounge, and Kat, she ran. Kat was like, okay, I'm not having no part of this. I'm gone. So the principal, Principal Shepherd comes in and tell everybody he's in a coma. And so they're thinking like what happened. And Nancy first thing is, have they established visitation visitation hours? And I was like, wait. So, I was like, this woman is hilarious. But anyway, she gives them the acronym of what what coma stood for. And so he took the students on a field trip. So while they're gone, Principal Shepherd, she wants them to do team building exercises. So Liz gets a phone call from her agent to let her know that they have another audition and she must be there. So she's like, okay, I promise I'm gonna be there. So she was like, how am I gonna get there? So as they were putting the game, well, she first came in as assistant principal Shepherd. Could she leave because her sister need her? And she was like, no. She's cut that out. She was like, oh no, baby, you ain't going nowhere. So she devised a plan and said, okay, this is gonna, she was like, okay. So during the team building exercises, they had to pick teams. BJ picks him and Nancy become team captains of their own team. He did that so he would not have to be on Nancy's team. So he picks Ann. Ann just could not stop talking, and he was like, "Can I change my?" He said, "Can I change her out for somebody else?" They was like, "No," because see, the reason why Ann was talking is because she was like, she has never been picked second for nothing. She has never been picked second. I was like, well, damn. She said she did say first. She says second. So that tells you she's never been picked for first or second of anything until now. So they're getting their butts in gear, and they had this like little relay situation. So this is where Liz, she comes up with the bright idea that she's of what she's gonna do. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna take one for the team and she's gonna go first. No, Liz came back. She ran. She got she pushed the guy out the way, grabbed the baton, ran real fast around the corner, and threw it down, and out the door she went. And so they was like, Liz, what's her name? Assistant Principal Shepherd said, I love the determination. I love the fire. And so as she was going around the corner, everybody's like, well, Liz, come back. You're going the wrong way. Come back. And said, she's not coming back. And so all of them was like, oh my gosh. So at this point, this gives BJ the happiest news of his life because his team wins automatically by default. So assistant principal Shepherd said, "Oh no, she's getting it. So I'm gonna get her when she gets back." Where did she go? Oh, we get to see one of my other favorites. Now, all three of my favorite ladies were in this movie: Nakia, Karen, and Kat. I love all three of them. So Nakia is. I'm sorry. Liz was in her chair was saying that my sisters did need me, power to the people. So I was just like, she is so silly. So she gets there and said, I don't know where this man came from, but I guess he's here to support. So she walks in, and as she walks in, she walked right past her arch nemesis, Brandy. What was Brandy's last name? Oh, I forgot what Brandy's last name is. But anyway, Brandy comes in and she's looking at her like, oh my God. What? And both of them are wearing yellow and black. They're wearing the same color. Different styles, but the same color. Now, if y'all don't get it, this is a reference to when when Karen Ashley left Mighty Morphin Power Rangers at the end of season 3. Nakia came in to take over as for season 4 and 5. Nakia came in to replace Karen Ashley, so they both were the Yellow Rangers. Most of y'all probably do know that. Most of y'all probably don't. But that if you guys notice the colors, then you'll notice they both were the Yellow Rangers. Past and they're both past Rangers. So we'll get into that whole story later. So these two get in there, they go starts arguing immediately. So Brandy was asking Liz how was she doing and all this stuff. She was like fine. So she was like, so how was everything going with you? Now Liz did not expect for Brandy to say that she's in a movie, and I forget one of the director's movie she was in because she said she got to go back on set, and Liz was seething on the inside. So she um not Liz, but Brandy was like, so how's things with you? And so Liz was like, don't lie, don't lie. So she was like, no, she said I can lie, but she ain't got to really know it. So she was like, yeah, I'm in the movie too. So and she said, Brandy asked, was it like what kind of movie it was? She said, Rush Hour 4. No, Spy Kids. No, she said it was Spy Kids 4. And you see Brandy over there just going mad. She was just like, oh my God. So she was like, who in it? Liz would say, don't say any names. Don't say any names. She was like Jackie Chan. And she was like, Jackie Chan? Oh my God, Jackie freaking Chan. Then, she was like, Chris Tucker may do a walkthrough. And then, she was just naming everything. And Brandy was over there. I know she lied. And so Liz was like, I may be lying, but she ain't got to know about it. So then the director, so the casting agent, he comes out and he comes to get them, right? So he comes to get them, and as he comes to get them, he let them know that they're gonna be pairing up to save time. All right. So as they was getting ready to go, he told them they was gonna be, paired up together. They was like, oh hell no, Brandy said the girl that was next to her said she would go with her, and the girl was shaking her head like, no, I didn't, no, I didn't. And then I forgot who was on the side of Liz, but whoever was on the side of Liz basically said she was not going either. But she said, can we, have a little time to prepare or something? He was like, no. He was like, you guys got to go. Let's go now. So Liz looked at Brandy and said, age before beauty. and then Brandy said, well, get going. So they both stood up, and so nobody moved except Brandy. So Brandy was the first to walk off, but she took her hair and threw it in Liz's face. So they get to the back. Yeah, this is my favorite part. They get to the back. So the casting agent tells them to, he wants them to slate. And so he's telling them about the commercial, what they're going to be doing, and he wanted them to slate. So Brandy turns around to Liz and said, now Liz, this is where you say your name in front of the camera. And so the guy asks Liz, like, this is your first time? And she's like, no, she's being silly. And so I don't know how it came up, but I think he asked what Brandy's name was. And so Brandy said her full name. And so the kid said, oh, you changed your name because of the felonies, didn't you? And he was like, felonies? And so in the confessional, Brandy said, those charges was dropped. I mean, wanted to know what did Brandy do to get what it took me. So they go to slate, and she's like, Liz Johnson. So that's what she always do it. So he tells them they're gonna be like doing a phone commercial, and the commercial that they're gonna do, Liz is gonna be she's gonna be the customer, where Brandy was gonna be, the employee. Oh my God, guys, it was hilarious. Oh wait, before I forget. When she slated, he asked to see her hands, and so Liz did like this. And then Brandy said, "Oh, somebody needs lotion." That's not how she said it. She said, "Somebody gonna need lotion." I was like, "Wait." And when I told the kid I watched the movie, and she said this was her favorite part too. And I mean, these two had me dying. I literally could not stop laughing because these ladies are so freaking funny. And so they ended up, doing the commercial. So they both was trying to overtake each other. They were trying to get the spotlight. So they was trying to upstage each other. And so they ended up fighting over the telephone. I'm sitting here like, oh my goodness. So we get back to the school. Everybody is trying to, there was some more team building exercises that Principal Shepard wanted them to do. So BJ goes first, and she wanted him to say something nice about Nancy. There was nothing that he could think about that was nice, but that she decorated her classroom really nice. And Liz was like, "Is that all? Out of everything, is that what you came up with?" She said, "I had a full list," and they put like please stand by sign up there. And then they get back to Ann. So Ann, I forget, she said something good about BJ. But then Nancy said, "Okay, my turn." So she said, "Well, I would have said something good about Liz, but she's not here." Y'all want to know what Liz is? Liz is out fighting. Her and Brandy are on the floor fighting over the damn cell phone. I mean, Brandy came out her shoes. Liz was almost out of hers. Liz took Brandy's head up, banging it up against the floor. I'm like, y'all are hilarious. Man, they had me dying. So the guy basically said, "Look, okay, this is what we're going to do." He said, "Okay," he said, "Brandy, you're going to be the employee. No, Liz, you're going to be the employee, and Karen and Brandy is going to be the client." So when she comes in, she dives head first in, trying to get the spotlight, hair all in her face, all over the place, and they go fighting again. And then as they continue to fight, the casting guy was like, "You know what?" He was like, "Good God." He was like, "I cannot. Good God." And so these two looking at each other, they was like, "Oh, I think we did really, really good. Don't y'all think?" And back at the school, we have a huge situation. The kids come back. Timmy got on sunglasses. Y'all will find out in a few minutes why. The kids were one of the kids got thrown into a bear pit, and they got left at the zoo. Now y'all know assistant principal Shepard was not taking this lying down. She got all the kids, told them let's go. She told BJ to bring her shoes. But before that, she had BJ in a wrestling move, and he could not get out. I said, "Oh my goodness." So as she was walking past, Liz was coming back into the school, head turned and everything, and she was like, "Oh no, don't think I forgot. We're gonna have a talk when I get back." So after they leave, Timmy, she goes and sit by Timmy, and Liz asks how his day went. He said, "I got to drive a school bus." "How did your day go?" She said, she said, "I booked the national commercial." So they both high-fived each other. Teacher, now the next day, assistant principal Shepard has her assistant, and so the assistant is training. So parents are coming in and trying to find out, because their children told them that they got left at the at the zoo. You got a Hispanic guy that came in and a white guy. The white guy was country bunking, He couldn't. So he was talking all soft and everything, right? And he was trying to make fun of the Hispanic guy. This guy was speaking Spanish, and he told him, "Look, just because you cross the border, don't mean that you can come in here and say what you want." I forget what he said, but he said, "Don't mean you was born." I forget what he said, but the Hispanic guy was like, "Look, I was born in Phoenix. That shows what you know." And then he said, "Why don't you go back to Texas?" And the fat white guy said, "I was born in Compton." Like, wait. And then you got Chantel on the end looking at them. And then you got this, so they try to figure out what's going on. And then over the intercom, you heard one of the teachers saying that needed assistant principal Shepherd to come to the room because the teacher just locked one of the students in the closet. So the teachers are looking like, and so in the confessionals, she said, "We don't do that. We're just, they were just." That's just something we always say, just to say that, the kids are acting up. So, and the assistant in the chair said, "No, I've seen them do this 5 times. I've been here 5 days." I said, "Damn." And so, assistant principal Shepherd comes into the confessional room and said, "She's still here." She ran the girl out the chair to get in her chair to say that they don't do that, and she don't know why. Well, I don't know what she said, but she had to come in and straighten up what the assistant said. So, you got you got one of the parents. He coming in, and when he comes in, his name is Mr. Figueroa, and he wants to come in, and he's not just yet. So this before we get to Mr. Figueroa, the teachers are in the teachers' lounge, talking and conversing. You got Nancy still upset with Liz for what she did the day before, and everybody was agreeing. I was like, "Wait, y'all agreeing with Nancy?" And so BJ said, "Don't ever say she's right because she would not let you live it down." And he said he almost threw up in his mouth for agreeing with her. I said, "Now y'all know y'all are dead wrong." So then, back in the office, you get back in the office. Mr. Figueroa comes in eating some Cheetos Puffs, and he was like, "I'm here to find out because my son said he was, left at the zoo," and so assistant principal Shepherd was like, "Well, what's your name, sir?" "Mr. Figueroa." So she said, "Okay, so I don't think that was true." And then the guy came back over the intercom and said, "Well, the lady, the teacher didn't lock the student out, lock him in the closet. She locked him out." So she said because he was taking too long. So all the teachers so all the parents was looking at her, and so she said, "Look, whatever y'all think y'all heard, we're gonna try to get." And she said, "Whatever y'all think y'all heard is not true. We're gonna try to get everything settled." So Mr. Figueroa threw a Cheeto Puff at her and said, "Well, get them moving." Oh no, he did because assistant principal Shepherd said, "Hold my earrings." Oh my gosh! So they all get in. So they all get to the go to the teachers' lounge. So everybody is waiting. Everybody is just waiting around trying to find out what's going on. They get notified that the principal's on her way, and when she comes in with with parents. So as they come in, she tells everybody that the teacher's going to be there all day. Now, as they Chantel comes in and says she would love to go to Mr. BJ's class, and so they're like, "Wait, why?" And she said, "Oh, y'all didn't know we used to date." And so she's like, and he was like, And so Principal Shepard said, "Of course, you can go right along with him." So she sent the teachers out to, to be viewed, to view the teacher's day with the students. So he tells her, if anything, no. So she pushed them at. So she pushed the parents at the teachers' lounge, and she goes to tell them, "Look, we got one guy here trying to sue this damn school. So y'all gonna sit here and do what the heck I tell y'all to do. Y'all gonna sit here and make sure that does not happen. Am I clear?" So they was like, "Yes." So, and she said, "Liz, don't think I forgot. You and I, we gonna have a chit chat." So everybody is trying to do their best. And then, BJ went over to the ladies and asked them for something. I forget what it was. But he is, Liz and not Ann, but Nancy, these two are so against him, they almost gave each other high fives. And they almost gave each other high fives. And they had to look at each other and like, no. So Liz said, "Don't you ever try to give me a high five again." She said, "I wasn't trying to. I would never." So Chantel calls him and, BJ, and he says, "If I'm not back in 30, y'all call the police, the Rangers, or whatever." And he got yanked up at at the office, right? So we get to Ann's class, where one of her students, he was like, he read the whole book, he's done all the chapters and everything, and he's like, "Why we still have to do this?" Ann told him, like, "We're all still on chapter 3, so, and it's 20 chapters." And so one of the students told him, like, "Look, just because you're a nerd doesn't mean that we all have to follow by you." And so Timmy said, what did Timmy say? I forgot what Timmy said, but what he said was so funny because Liz was agreeing with everything he said until she had to remember what was going on. So Ann told her student, like, "Look, you need to apologize because we do not bully other students in this room." And she said, "Apologize to him." So she said, "I'm sorry that you're a nerd." She was like, "If you do not apologize, properly, I'm sending you to the office." And so she was like, "I decline. I'm not." She was like, "What?" No. She was like, I forget what his name was, but she was like, "I'm so sorry that I called you a nerd." And so she was smirking with it, and he accepted apology, but he said, he said, "The next time you apologize, try not to smirk, and we can tell if if it's genuine or not." So she's like, Ann sends her to the principal office, but before she does, it's this guy comes into the classroom and asks her out on a date. And so Ann is like, "A date? What is that? I haven't been on one of those in years. I got to get my hair together." So she gives him her address and said, "I'll see you tonight." Timmy said, "Oh, Miss," he said, I forgot what Ann's last name. Let me see if it's up here so I can. He said, "Oh, I forget what Ann's last name was, but he said she's gonna drop it like it's hot." And Liz turned to and said, "Timmy," I was like, "You know what?" So back at the teacher's lounge, you got you have you have BJ coming into the teacher's lounge after assistant principal Shepard comes in and tell everybody that the parents were satisfied and they avoided a lawsuit and all of that. He comes in limping with lip marks all over his face, leg broken and everything. So they was like, "What happened to you?" He was like, "Chantel is what happened to me." And so they all laughing, and assistant principal This tickled me. Assistant principal Shepard said, "Oh no, I think I may have a position, a staff position for her." I said, "Really?" I said, "Oh my goodness." So then, um, Timmy's mom shows up, and yeah, she's just a drunkard. This woman, and it was like the principal is on her way. She said, "Oh, I will share." So I was just like, "Oh my goodness." So, um, as everybody, so as all of this goes on, we get to the end where everybody is they're having a little good time and whatnot, and talking about all the stuff that has happened. Assistant Principal Shepard comes in to get Liz, take her to the side, and they have a conversation. So she's like they was talking about, and because BJ let it out that Ann has a date, and so they're going to cuss him out. So Assistant Principal Shepard told Liz, like, if you she said what you did the day before yesterday uh, was unacceptable, and she was like, so Liz was like, look, she said, I want to act, and she was like, if you want to be here, to be Timmy's, if you want to be here, then you need to be here. And so Liz was like, I do want to be here, but I guess the call, I do want to act too. So, the principal said, you have to choose. And she said, you know what? Yesterday, me getting the national commercial was a sign that I probably do need to, move on. And so, assistant principal Shepard said, you know what? If you, she said, well, I'll expect your resignation in the morning. Now, after this, we get where they are now. I'm not gonna spoil that for y'all. Y'all need to go read it for yourselves when you watch this movie. I'm telling y'all, this movie is hilarious. All right, guys, don't forget to. Oh, I'm not finished yet. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. This movie was hilarious. I really enjoyed this movie. Let me know how y'all felt. I love you all. Y'all be safe. And I will see you guys later.